Okay, good morning, guys, or good afternoon, guys. Hope you're well. I'm gonna make this video. So this is for the guys that want to enter on maybe a lower time frame, like the 1 minute or the 5 minute even. You can decide. It's basically the same concept. Maybe just on the 5 minute, I'd look for a 1 hour impulse, where on the 1 minute, I'm waiting for that 15-minute impulse and setup before I drop down to the 1 minute. So, but this video is going to be for the 1 minute strategy, how I'm basically trading it. And I'm switching between the two. If I feel like I don't want to be attached to the market or too attached to the trade, I'm not going to trade the 1 minute strat, because the 1 minute strat does take a lot of well, I don't know, maybe it's a personal thing with me where I believe, the 1 minute strat for myself, there's a lot more emotions when on the 1 minute and you see the P&L fluctuating. Whereas on the 15 minute, it's much rustiger, so you can decide how you want to trade. Even the 5 minute can be a medium for, between the two if you'd like to trade that. But yeah, the basic thing is it's so simple, guys. So the main thing on the 15-minute strat is we need to be bullish on the 4 hour. So as you can see on Euro USD, super bullish. We created this, perfect impulse, flatline impulse. Now we again in a reaccumulation. So, well, that's what I believe we're in, because there's not a lot of downward momentum. So I believe we're still going to give a little push before making a retracement. So this is the perfect type of price action we are looking for to actually take this thing higher and find buying opportunities inside here. Now the next thing to do is on the 15-minute, basically the same setup that you'd want to find on the 15-minute. So this is a setup. So basically breaking this high would be a setup. And we created this impulse. Now this is a deeper retracement. It's not a small flatline retracement, but it's still valid as long as this low stays intact. This is still valid. This whole setup pattern that's showing this ICI is valid until, if this low breaks, I'd even look like maybe sometimes there's like a liquidity grab and then an impulse, like what happened, I think this morning on Euro USD. Yeah, what happened here. So right here, I kept in my buying position right there, my buy stops, unless price broke down completely. But because price actually just rejected this liquidity level, to me, I'll just leave the position in. So same thing here. If it starts dropping and liquidating and then push up aggressively, I'm just going to keep in my order on the 15-minute strat, if you're trading the 15-minute strat. But for me, I'm looking now for better risk reward trades. So on the 1 minute, that's where I'm going to enter. So I'm going to look for entries on the 1 minute. But now at least I have my setup, and what you can do is you can mark out the low that you don't want to see get broken, because the impulse happened from your impulse correction impulse. So this thing shouldn't break. And then you drop down to the 1 minute. Then it's so simple, guys. Then it's the same thing, because we're expecting now, if we have a setup on the 15-minute, that means we are already bearish. So that means we're expecting the market to trade bearish. And then we are looking for the impulse above the 20 EMA and a buy stop. So I missed this first entry right here. But then we had a nice impulsive move, a small consolidation, and another impulse. So this could have been another entry right there. And you're going to find you're going to get entries like this. And what the market tends to do is it just tends to respect the demand. As it goes up, it might come down and take a little liquidity, squeeze a bit, and then impulse. And you can even be a bit more conservative and wait for price to reach, a bit higher up to this highs here, because then it's actually more probable. This is less probable, like it's more risky, but the risk reward on this is great. And if you could have already been break even right now. So you can decide how you want to trade this. But the main thing is you want to be in line with the 4 hour. Okay, so 4 hour, nice and bullish. The 15-minute needs to start setting up to become bullish. So this is setting up to take out these highs. It's busy setting up. It might still drop a little bit and then set up for a move. But as soon as it sets up and we see the move, we drop down to the 1 minute and we expect the 1 minute to be bearish. Okay, trading, and then we expect the impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, and we just want to take this thing higher from wherever you want to and however you want to. The main thing is just, if you take a position, always just keep your stop loss under the 20 EMA from where you take the position. So like this would have been like, okay, this would have been like a 3 pip stop loss. So this is really tight. So this would have been the entry. So we can see how that plays out. Then I'm going to give another example on GU today. So again, same thing. I'm just going to remove all of this. So we have a look at the 4-hour trend and we can see it's incredibly bullish. Okay, so there's no reason to even start looking for sales. So this is the perfect market conditions for us to look for buys in our session. So then 15-minute time frame. We wanted the impulse, correction, impulse. And what did we have in or just before London session? We had this massive impulse. Okay, great impulse. And then it started to set up. So this would be the normal 15-minute setup. Now, normally on the 15-minute, I won't take a setup exactly like this. I'd actually take a setup a bit lower. But this is still a valid 15-minute setup. And for the 1 minute strat, like because you're catching or using the small stop loss, we can trade levels like this because this move right here could give us a 1 to 3, from this level on the 1 minute chart. So we want to actually then trade this. If we see a setup like this and the market, pulls back, we want to drop down to the 1 minute and look at the timing. So the market literally created a low right here at the 9 a.m. candle. So dropping down to the 1 minute, let's have a look at what happened. So now as the market, we're expecting it to break down. So as the market breaks down, we wanted to recover. So we wanted to impulse, consolidate, and impulse. And that's exactly what happened. So the entry would have been right off this high right here. Okay. And as soon as that broke, that would have been your entry. Now, this would have been like not a really nice impulsive break, but that would have been your entry, and your stops could have just been about 4 pips, okay? Just covering these lows and being under the 20 EMA. And then targeting 1 to 3. So like you could have gotten like a 1 to 4, but my risk reward says 1 to 3. You go break even after the next impulse. So right on this, you go break even. As soon as an impulse corrects an impulse again right there, you go break even. And as soon as you go break even, you just wait for your 1 to 3. And as soon as it reaches 1 to 3, you take off half of your position. And then you protect it. Then you protect it and you have 1 to 5 R risk reward out of the market. Then you just let the rest run. Now this would have been then a break even again, but then same thing. Remember, we have another ICI. So let's go to the 15-minute. Okay, so I'd wait for a bit more of a breakdown in price before I look for entries again. So this would have been a trade. And then, so 1 to 5 R and break even. And then I'd wait now for more breakdown in price and then a recovery in price to then look for a setup to then drop down again to the 1 minute and find an entry. Okay, so I won't necessarily trade this now in the 1 minute. But yeah, that's a strat, guys. Like, it's very simple. All it is, it's exactly the 15-minute strat. It's just like a small evolution from the 15-minute strat if you want to get better risk rewards. And, let's see if I can actually just backtest the setup quickly. I don't want to make this video too long. Let's just continue. Or let's trade NASDAQ. I want to trade NASDAQ. So breakdown, we impulsed up on the 1 minute. We already pushed down. I'm expecting a bit more bearishness on the 1 minute, to be honest, exactly like that. And we have a setup. Okay, so I hope you can see this. This thing is setting up almost perfectly. Okay, so I'm expecting this thing to flip. So let's see if we can get an entry, and hopefully we can get a proper risk reward trade now. Just to end off on a very high note on this video. Okay, sharp. Let's see if we can get an entry. Okay, I'd take it out now. We're breaking down totally. So I just wait for another setup. Exactly like that. Okay, I'm going to buy stop this, guys, because there's a fundamental now. In real life, probably won't trade it exactly like this because of slippage, but I want to get this entry. Okay, so 11 pips. And it's setting up perfectly for buy. Smart money people will be selling the shit out of this thing. Alright, so place buy stop. And I'm probably going to have to put this thing a bit further if it wants to impulse heavily. No entry yet. Entry, okay. And it actually took me out as well. Or did it? I'm not sure. I think it did. Can I? Okay, now I did. Cool. Okay, but in real life, I wouldn't get out here. I'd just let it run. Or I'd get out, obviously, at 50% and then let it run. Okay, so I just want to show you how I would manage it in real life. So 1 minute entry, boom. Then 15 minute, I would monitor the 15 minute to see where I get out with my other 50%. So let's just let it run a bit. So it needs to basically close below. Okay, this is an incredible move. So I'm going to give you the RR after this trade. So it needs to close under the 20 EMA. And then I want to see a ICI. So I want to see a reaction and then a break. And if that breaks, I'm getting out. Okay, so normally I would just get out if it closes, but I saw a lot of times it closes and then it actually impulses further. So I'm just leaving it. Now it's 6 o'clock the next morning, just leaving it. And there we have the ICI. Okay, so there I'd get out. So let's just check the risk reward on this trade. So this was a 1 to 27. So 1 to 27 divided by 2. So I mean, that's like a 1 to, it's like a 1 to 18. Or yeah, 1 to, geez, what's that? Yeah, 1 to 14 about. So I mean, 1 to 14 R isn't bad. So this P&L should have been 2,800 plus 14,000. Okay, if that makes sense. On this one trade, and I caught this trade, so let's just look at the stats quickly. It wasn't a lot of trades, guys. It's just that you have to be patient and wait for the proper setups. But let's just look at the stats. I don't think even I traded for like 2 weeks. Let's see. And I know I went into drawdown, but like you can imagine if I just take more trades, okay? So, and this stats doesn't reflect the actual, like that thing took me out of both positions. So, the actual trade went to more than 1 to 38 R. But I've traded for, what? Is this like 2 days? How many days is this? It's one. Okay, it's 3 days. Okay, so I had 3 trading days. Okay, so the first 2 trading days was like -2, then -1, and then an 8-hour day. And that was by taking profits way too early on that fundamental. I would have taken 50% and left the others to run. So let's say I would have taken around $1,500 and then let the rest run, and then the rest would have given me about $14,000. So actually I'm supposed to be up about $15,000 after 2 days, 3 days. Okay, so that's like the strategy works, guys. It's just that you have to go and back this and put in the effort and go and learn it yourself. Okay, and then let me know if you have any questions, please. Sweet. Enjoy your day. Cheers.